Hey, Grace friends. I want to welcome you to the Grace Leaders podcast, where our mission is to lead people to become word filled, spirit led followers of Christ who love God and love people. And my hope and my prayer for you is that after listening to each of these episodes, that you feel like your faith is deeper, that your relationships are stronger, and that your leadership is sharper as a result. And so today, the topic is how to get people to your small group. How to get people to your small group. And of course, when I say small group, I mean grace groups. We have been going through a major effort, or we have been making a major effort in order to launch a grace groups ministry where groups are happening all around the area surrounding our church. And we're trying to get people involved. And why do we want people involved? It's because we want to build community. We want to create space outside of Sundays where people can go deeper into their friendship with one another, where they can laugh together, where they can cry together, and they can deepen their faith together. So that's what we are doing right now. That's what we're attempting to do right now. We're building a grace groups ministry. And I wonder, for how many of you have you ever had the difficulty of getting people to attend your group? So I'll ask that question again. Have you ever had difficulty getting people to attend your group? Maybe it's a group that meets in your home. Maybe it's a group that you launched, um, and you have gotten the space prepared. You have gotten yourself prepared, and you are all ready for people to show up. Maybe they're showing up at your home. Maybe they're showing up at a coffee shop, and there's been emails that have been sent out. There have been announcements that have been made from stage, and still no one shows up, or only a few show up, one, maybe two. But in general, it doesn't feel like you're seeing a lot of momentum. In general, it doesn't feel like your group is getting a lot of traction. Well, if that is you, I have good news for you. Today, we're going to talk about 5 ways in order to invite people into your group, to get people into your space, and then also keep them there, sustaining that momentum. And so, starting with number one here, the number one way we get people to join our group, we get people to attend our grace group, is through personal invitations. A personal invite is the number one way in which we get people to join our group. And this isn't just any group, this is also an event. This is also a ministry that we might be leading. This is the number one way you get people to join, to be a part of what you're doing and what you're leading. And this can be done in person. This could be done through a text message. This could be done through a phone call, or it can be done through an email. But the key is to make it personal. You want to give the person a personal invite, not just a shotgun blast invitation to everyone. There's a direct personal invite. I have been thinking specifically about you, and I want to invite you to join my grace group. So that is the number one way in which we get people to join our groups. And in truth, you don't want to rely on stage time announcements. You do not want to rely on that. Oftentimes, the thought is, well, it's important, so it should be said from stage, right? Even if that's the case, because it's just a broad strokes um, invitation, you still need to do the work to invite people personally to your group. The second way that we get people to join our grace group is through follow up. And so you want to send timely reminders. So let's say that you've personally invited 5 people to your group, and your group is going to be starting, it's going to be launching in 2 Thursdays from now, and you want people to go there. Well, you're going to want to send a reminder the week before, and send an individual text, individual reminder, individual email saying, hey, don't forget, we've got our group that's meeting next Thursday. Would love to see you there. So you want to follow up. And then, so you're going to do that a week in advance. And then you're going to do it again. Maybe this time it's 3 days out. Hey, don't forget, we got group this Thursday. And then you're going to do it again, one more time, the day of. And you're going to send that text message reminder or email or whatever. And you're going to say, hey, just a reminder, group is meeting this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Can't wait to see you there. So there needs to be follow-up reminders. Also, don't be afraid to make a specific ask. So when you've texted them and you've messaged them and you've asked them personally to join your group, send a follow-up text or message saying, hey, just wanted to remind you, we've got group coming up at 6:30 this coming Thursday. I'm trying to get a firm head count for the event so I know how much food to provide or how many drinks to provide or whatever. I just want to be able to be prepared for it. Will you be able to attend? Will you be coming on Thursday? Don't be afraid to make a personal ask. Or, sorry, don't be afraid to make a specific ask of them and get a firm confirmation from them. Because when people have to commit and say yes, like when they have to type it, text it, they have to say it when they say yes, then that increases the likelihood of them going. If you just send out a reminder but don't seek a firm confirmation, then people will just bounce it off in their heads of whether or not they want to go instead of having a direct ask of them. So you want personal invitations, you want follow up. What's the third way that we get people to our group? Provide food if possible. I'm not saying that you have to be a 5-star chef. I'm not saying that you have to go out of your way and spend $300 at Lone Star Longhorn Steakhouse. Like, I'm not saying you've got to do that to get people to your group, but providing some sort of sustenance is a very inviting way to get people to come over. I mean, if you are hosting just one person at your house, you're going to provide something for them, right? Like that's one of the ways that we show hospitality. As a part of your group, you're going to want to do the same thing, provide food as possible. Now, food is not a requirement. It's not something that is even expected of you. But in my experience, the times that I have seen the most success leading a group is when there's food involved. Just saying. So that's the third way. Now, these are all the ways to prep the space to get people to your group. What do you do once they're there? My highest encouragement for you, once people are there, is to make the space as conversational as possible. You want to avoid being preachy for sure, but even just teachy, where it's heavy teaching and there's not much conversation going, that just makes it less engaging. I'm not saying there can't be any teaching, but you don't want to err on the side of spending 45 minutes of you dissecting a text or you saying what the passage means, and then there's only 15 minutes for people to socialize and converse. You want to make the whole experience as conversational as possible, because when people are participating in the conversation, they feel like they are a part of the group. They feel like they are a part of the experience. And then the fifth way that we get people to attend our group is repeat steps 1 through 4. Just repeat over and over and over. So you put in all this work, you put in all this effort to get people to come to your group. Well, guess what? The next week, you're doing it all over again. It doesn't end after the first time. You have to repeat over and over and over. There's a reason why Jesus likens his followers to sheep. It's because sheep need constant reminders. Sheep need constant taps on the shoulder. They need constant encouragement to be a part and to participate. And so, repeat, repeat, repeat. So, what are our 5 ways that we get people to join our group? Number one, personal invites. Personal invite, personal invite, personal invite. Number two, you follow up, follow through. Number three, provide food if possible. Number four, make it conversational. And number five, repeat. So those are the 5 ways that we get people to participate in our group. And I want to share with you an experience that Mackenzie and I have had recently. We started a group. It's been under the radar. We haven't told anyone in the church about it really. And the reason why is because we wanted to target specifically people who were unchurched and people who were not believers. And so for me, what I did was I got involved with a local gym that's literally 3 minutes away from the church. And I started building relationships with people. I started inviting people to lunch. And this was about a 7 month process, I kid you not, where I would meet with people, have conversations with people. And one of the biggest gauges that I had was whether or not they were open to a relationship with me and open to spiritual conversations. Because there have been some people that are open to relationship with me, but they're not open to spiritual conversation. And so those people, I said, hey, I'm just going to be friends with you. I'm just going to keep building that relationship. But the people who I could tell had an interest in spiritual conversations, those were the ones that I basically targeted and said, I want to invite this person to our home group. For instance, there's a young man named Alec. And the first time we sat down, he started asking me questions about prayer. And he said, yeah, I've been wondering, how do I deepen my prayer? And we talked about that. And I just lodged that in the back of my brain. A little light bulb went off, and I said, I'm going to invite Alec to our Grace group. And after about 7 months of building relationships, praying, intentionally building relationships, I had a list of about uh, 11 people that I was going to invite specifically to this group. And on the first day, 7 people showed up. On the first time we had 7 people showed up. The next time we had the group, 6 people showed up. The next time we had the group, 11 people showed up. And so we saw this momentum and we saw this group, and we're seeing it sustain. And number one, it's all glory to God. 100%. All glory to God. God is the one who's been prepping the hearts. God is the one who has been mobilizing the people. But as I reflect and as I look back through the effort that it took to get people into our space, it took these 5 things. It took personal invitations. I texted each person individually. So each Friday, so we were meeting on a Friday night. Each Friday, or each week leading up, I texted 11 people individually. And then I would follow up with those 11 individually. And I would just repeat that process. And Kenzie and I, we would provide snacks, we would provide chips and salsa, and like that was it. That's what we were capable of providing, and that was it. We didn't cook them a whole 3-course meal or anything like that. But that's how I felt we were able to build relationships, build a community with these people. And after 5 weeks, they all were excited. They all wanted to continue the group. They want to continue building community. And so here we are, and it's been about 6 weeks since the group started, and only just now did I start a group text. Did I start a group thread where I just sent it out to all 11 people, and I just said, hey, group's going to continue meeting. We're meeting this Friday. But all of this legwork had to happen leading up to it. And I know that sometimes it's harder. I know that it's laborsome, but it's worth it. And that's what our mission is. Our mission is to go and make disciples. And one of our core values as a church is that we will do whatever it takes to reach people who don't know Christ. And to reach people that no one is reaching, we'll have to do things that no one is doing. So, if I could challenge you this week with a next step, it would be to text or call each person individually in your group. Call or text them individually, reminding them about your group and its meeting. Don't just think that people are going to remember, like they're just going to remember. You be the shepherd, lead the way. You are leaders in God's church, you are leaders in God's kingdom. Lead the way, send out those individual reminders, and send out those personal invites, and watch God work and move on those people's hearts, and Lord willing, bring them to your group and bring it consistently, where you can lead them to become fully devoted followers of Christ. Well, thanks, guys, so much for uh, joining me and listening to this podcast. I hope it is helpful for you. I welcome any feedback that you have. Please email me. Please reply back. Please text me, and just let me know how I can make this better, because I want to serve you in this capacity. I want to deepen your faith. I want to strengthen your relationships, and I want to sharpen your leadership. And so, thanks so much. I love you, and I can't wait to see you soon.